Anthem is the current game in the spotlight after it released in its full state this week, bringing in a mix of criticisms. There's plenty of good and bad to go around, but in light of all these reviews, one is stirring up a little bit of controversy. A YouTuber by the name of GGManLives is claiming that he was made to take down his rather negative review of Anthem due to him being an EA game changer. With a story like this, many will jump the gun and instantly paint EA as the bad guy, which isn't anything out of the ordinary as of late, but is this really the big deal it's made out to be, or are there more untold pieces of the story? As far as Anthem reviews go, checking out the Metacritic scores shows an interesting disconnect between critics and players, both sharing their fair criticisms but also highlighting a problem between playing the game for fun and playing it for the sole purpose of work. While the score for the game is sitting at around 60 as of the time of making this video, it's rather rough considering the game just launched. Even in the negative reviews, Anthem is still receiving praise for some of its features, but within that we do have the serious topic coming from GGManLives. EA is being accused of forcing GGMan to remove his negative review of Anthem, as it obviously goes against EA themselves. Many media outlets jumped on this story immediately, painting EA in a bad light, but there is more to the story, which was later revealed by a representative from EA Games. For those not sure on what the EA Game Changers are, it is a program offered by EA with the sole purpose of generating coverage for their game releases. Game Changers often get flown out to exclusive capture events, they get free and early copies of the game, and they also get a load of other features exclusive to that program, but they also offer paid sponsored content through this as well. I do want to clarify, as it is commonly misinterpreted, a Game Changer video is not always a paid video. GGManLives stated that he was sponsored by EA to review Anthem, which was in part to do with the Game Changers program. This was a paid sponsorship from everybody's understanding, not just a Game Changers opinion, and he released a negative review of the game with hope for the future through content updates. After this video went live, he was asked to remove the EA watermarks, showing that this was a Game Changers video. VG247 did get in contact with GGManLives about this incident via DMs on Twitter, and he said, "I basically wasn't allowed to say anything negative about the game if I also had the watermark in, because the watermark means EA endorses it and it shares it through the Game Changers network or something. I really don't know what it all means. I was just told it was being pulled down and was basically a breach of contract or something along those lines." Afterwards, he then re-uploaded the video without the watermarks. This was the original story, and it sets the story as he was paid to review the game, gave it a bad review, and then EA asked him to remove the watermarks associating it with the Game Changers program, and in his words was blacklisted by EA, but more was to be told by an official EA employee a few hours later. Lee Williams, the international manager of community engagement, responded to the tweets about the incident, stating that nobody has been blacklisted by us. Our team in Australia asked the video be taken down because some of our conditions on disclosure on sponsored content weren't met. Nothing to do with the content of the video, and he then adds, "We encourage the Game Changers to be honest in their content. It's one of the most important parts of the program, and the community trusts them because of that honesty." This claim here is further backed up as VG247 reached out to an unnamed game changer asking about EA's requirements for these types of work, and they responded with, "As far as I understand it, when EA has asked me to work with them on paid content, they simply want coverage of the game. They've never had issues with me giving my full and honest opinion." EA did release one final statement to press outlets by saying, "Our Game Changers program is not designed to pay for review content. We don't believe in that. In this case, the conditions for the disclosure for this specific video were not met, which is something we adhere to very strictly, so we asked for it to be taken down and corrected. We've not asked for the content of the video to be changed or blacklisted the creator." With the original video being deleted, it is difficult to make a final judgment call, but taking a look at the EA Game Changers disclosure rules, it does show that they have a slightly different set of requirements when it comes to the final video product. For Game Changers, it states that Game Changers have full editorial control over their content and storylines. EA does not approve game changer content, opinions, or creative choices. EA does monitor all game changer content to ensure compliance with our disclosure policy, which is primarily the presented by EA Game Changers watermark, with included audible and written descriptions. Game changers are generally not paid for their content, though some will receive small stipends to covering minor expenses when attending official EA-sponsored events requiring travel like EA Play and Gamescom. We may also provide pre-release access to our games, and all EA Game Changer program content requires community disclosure. That is strictly for the Game Changers program, while their sponsored content programs have the following. In addition to Game Changers, EA does offer a variety of paid content opportunities for creators. We frequently commission specific campaign assets, cinematics, and even tutorial videos that EA directly approves, which must always display the sponsored by EA watermark, including both the audible and written description. Even with greater EA approvals required for sponsored videos, we always strive to make the editorial and production choices live with the individual creators producing them. Taking a look at some of GG Man's previous Game Changer content does show that even then he isn't fully meeting the requirements for the Game Changer program. Game Changers are required to display the presented by EA Game Changers watermark in the beginning of their video, along with an audible statement to the effect of "Thanks to the Game Changers for this opportunity," and disclosing in the description above the fold that this is an EA Game Changers video. These weren't fully met in previous works, so going by the situation at hand, it may seem that once again we have a failure to fully uphold the disclosure requirements, or even a mistake on the creator's end, and disclose this paid video as a presented by Game Changers creation, which in this instance it wasn't, and it actually lines up with what the EA rep was stating in their tweets. Given the circumstances, it would be easy to quickly bash EA and side with the creator, but with the current knowledge on the situation, they do appear to have some ground to stand on in this particular incident, but it could also be a case of selective enforcement to their disclosure rules due to it being a critical video. It had action taken against it quickly instead of being overlooked. Regardless though, the situation is messy for EA, whether they are in the right or wrong on this situation. It's generating negative press around the game, and even more so EA themselves. This also can have a ripple effect on the outlook of the Game Changer program as a whole, making fans question if they can trust information and videos presented by those in the program. Personally, I feel that highly critical content of this sort should be left out of paid sponsorships and is best left for promotional material of new games and content for the releases, as it can generate a conflict of interest and can land us in some ugly situations like what we're currently in. These are just my thoughts though. What do you all think? I'd love to talk with you more in the comments about this and see what you make of the whole situation with the information at hand. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. My name is Morgan. Thank you all for watching today's video, and I will see you all next time.